I'm David from Levika Photography, and today I've got another new LED panel. It just so happens that, apparently after 6 years, everything just starts to fall apart at once. So anyway, I just want to show this to you guys really quick. This is the Lightmate Pro 1440 from Pergear. Alright, let me just show you a few things about this light that make it actually very cool. First off, we have a white adjustment and a yellow adjustment. So we can turn the yellow off or make it just yellow, and literally it's just yellow. So you can see how it's alternating every single LED. Well, actually I'm not sure if you can, because that's probably a little bright. Let me turn this down. There. Now you can see it's alternating every single light. So now if we cool it off, adding both of these makes it way brighter. And then we can shut that side off and just have it cool. So there's a couple of different ways you can use this. The nice thing is we can add diffusion to it too, and we'll get to that here in a second. But really quick, I just wanted to show you the back side. It can take a battery. I don't have the adapters for the battery yet. Supposedly they have adapters out that will allow us to use the same batteries on the back of here. And but we haven't gotten that far yet. So right now we're using plug-in power, and this does use a big hefty power supply on the bottom. And it comes in a really nice case too, which is also kind of beneficial if you travel a lot. So here's the case. This thing's actually got a cutout foam insert for it, so everything fits nice and tight, which is nice. So this is a pretty standard LED light. These are the Pergears that we just got. Notice the LEDs in here. I think these are just kind of standard SMD LEDs. Really not sure, but all these light panels that I have right behind me are the same. Now here's a piece of history, I guess you could say. This is a fancier 500 light, and I don't remember when I bought this. This thing is years and years old, and it's got this kind of chrome backing. Same style of LEDs though, except this light is not CRI rated, meaning color rendition index. What that means and why it's so important: light bulbs are able to render a full color spectrum. Well, really good ones are. So if you have one that's too warm or too cool, it can't show you that full spectrum. So LED lights are closer than anything else to show you that full spectrum. So you need a spectrometer to actually be able to measure the quality of light that's coming out to see how well it renders all the colors in the RGB spectrum. So technically we really don't have a way to do that. Spectrometers are very expensive at like $2,800, so there's no way I'm going to go out and buy one. But it just goes to show you that lights that are CRI rated means that they went through this test, and they're usually very accurate. Anything above 90, these lights have a tendency to match each other. So our one gigantic panel and our little Pergear panels all match each other very close in color. Now the little ones, the 216Cs, those are only rated for 90 or 91, but this thing is rated for 96. This does not have a rating. If you look at the color coming off of these three panels in this photograph, it's terrible. So this one you can see has a purple hue to it. This shows up in photography all over the place. Drives me absolutely nuts. So we can really only use this for background fill light when we're trying to blow something out. Other than that, it's not really good for anything. Very primitive in its design. There is no color rendition chip in it. It does have barn doors, and it does fold up, which is good. But it's old, and the color's way off. Now let me show you the other one. This is the second generation of the light that I just showed you. Now the problem with the first light is if I shoot a resolution chart with a color bar in there, that light tests at 6400K. And this light, when I do the same test, tests at 5200K. So they don't play well together because of that. They're just complete opposites. Now this one has another one, actually two more. The other one's 5100K, and then there's another one that's 5700K. So they're all kind of off. a little bit. But with diffusers on them, they still seem to be somewhat okay. I don't shoot anything that's very color specific with them just because they're that far off. That's where the CRI rating comes in. Alright, so let's go back to this panel here. Now this one has a CRI rating of 96. What that means is that in the color rendition scale, it's going to be the most accurate. These have a CRI rating of 90 to 91, and anything above 90, as long as they're in the same daylight color spectrum, is going to match each other very well. Below that, 80 to 85 can be way off, you know, and 75 to 78 can be way off. Well, it's good to have something that's color accurate. Now, let me explain to you power output. So, the old box setup that we have right here, this one and this one over here, this one, these are both 50 watt panels. That's how much energy they use when they're fully on. This one's 87 watts when it's fully on, turned all the way up. But there's going to be very few times when you actually use 87 watts because most likely you're going to be wanting to go to the cold side of the channel. So in this setup, this is only using about 47 watts, 48 watts, somewhere around there. So it's about the same as these. Now, let's talk brightness. The whole point I wanted to get to in this video is light output and how much light these put out. Now, this unit uses pretty much the same LED as this unit, as that unit over there, as this one, and they're all this kind of SMD style LED with a bulb on top of it. And one thing I noticed is for the size, they are almost always the same. So if you look at these when you're actually shopping for them, this panel, and I should pull this back into the shot, this one is rated at 4,500 lumens. This thing is rated at 12,000 lux. This thing is rated at some lux rating as well. So how do you figure this out? Well, first thing you have to do is take a reading of light. So candlelight is where everything starts. Candela is the illumination of candlelight, I believe, at 1 meter, if I remember right. And so a lumen is the brightest point of the candela light wherever it's reflecting, if that makes any sense at all. So then lux is the actual spread of the lumens over a certain area at 1 meter away. That can be extremely confusing to remember. So, you know, the lux rating is supposed to be where the brightest part is, and then it falls off. That's where they're supposed to measure to. Now, that's a very loose reading, in my opinion, as far as manufacturers go. So, the easiest way to figure this out is by the lumens. But how do you figure out the actual lumens? Well, it's actually very easy because they all use the same LEDs. We're back to this again. The LEDs that they use in this are all rated between 8 and 9 lumens, or 8.5 lumens, just to be on the safe side. So if you know that the LEDs in this are 8.5 lumens, then you know that 216 LEDs is going to give you 1,836 lumens. But this actually only runs on 108, which gives you 918 lumens. So that's very easy to figure out. This thing right here gives you 12,240 lumens at full power. That's with everything on. These are 500 LED lights. So these are 4,500 lumens, both of these. And both of these they're very close. I mean, like when these are all on, this one has a wider light spread because it's a taller light, but realistically the light intensity is very much almost the same. So that's the easiest way to measure these. Now let's talk about diffusion. So with these old lights, these right here, I'll turn this back on for you and I'll open it up. These have barn doors, which help direct light. And it does actually work. These don't actually come with a diffuser, so I use these 18-inch bonnets that you use for basically beauty dishes. And we put these on here, and that gives it a very nice light diffusion. With this, it's got 2 layers of diffusion. So let me show you here. Just turn this down a little bit since I'll be on this side of light. Okay, so this is the first layer, and it's like a piece of acrylic or acetate or something. And it has these clips. If I push that clip in, you just slide this down the channel and then pull the clip out at the bottom so it has something to butt up against, and then pull this clip out, and that kind of locks it in place. This is the first level of diffusion. And this is actually pretty good. Now what you'll notice is in the corners I've got these little nubby things mounted on here, and this allows us to put a softbox on it as well. So let me show you what that's like. Actually pretty easy to put on. It comes with these little rods right here, and there's a little, in the corner of the light, if you stick this in there, you'll see that there's a little pocket at the end of this rod. Let me pull this rod out. Little pocket, and there's a nub on the end of this rod. This is kind of like, if you're familiar with old school softboxes, this is very much the same concept, where it uses these kind of tent style pop-up bars to hold it in place. So we pop that on there. Rotate it down. And pop this on here. Obviously I already had the bars shoved in the softbox. Got one left here. So for this one I'll rotate this way. Okay. Alright, then it has this kind of piece of elastic that you pull over the edge. Let me rotate it this way so I can Velcro this thing closed on this corner. And there you have it. So this is the second layer of diffusion, and this actually has a grid on it that I've already put on here. Now the grid just Velcros off right from the corner right here. Very simple, very easy to use. But anyway, this is an excellent video light, so let me just show you what this light looks like. Okay, there you go. So now I've got the Pergear light, the 1440 LED with dual diffusion, and the grid above me being my forward light. And then I've got my 2 old 500 LED panels blowing out the wall behind me. So this is the easiest way to do that kind of blown out look when you do video or product photography for that matter. Very easy to do. I really like this light. I think it's really cool. I use it for both video and product photography, and it's pretty much always here in the studio. I do need to get the battery adapter for it, that way I can use it wirelessly, because I really hate having cables lying around here in this space because it's so tight. Now my other studio is a little bigger, it's easier to walk around in, doesn't really matter. That's probably what will get used the most. But anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, otherwise we'll talk to you guys later. See ya.